It's time to start thinking about our golden years. This week, for episode 284 of the Dorky Geeky Nerdy Trivia podcast, I have Golden Girls trivia. Not glamorous, but fun. And I know this has had a resurgence in popularity in the last few years, so why not 30 questions about the 80s sitcom? I'm your host, Brian Rollins, and let's start the show. The Dorky Round. Number 1. Who played the character of Dorothy and had first billing in the series? B. Arthur. Number 2. Who played the dim-witted Rose in the series? Betty White. Number 3. Estelle Getty played which elderly character? Sophia. Number 4. What was the show's theme song? Thank You for Being a Friend. Number 5. The show is set in which U.S. city? Miami, Florida. Number 6. What was Dorothy's occupation? Teacher. Number 7. Sophia is originally from what Italian island? Sicily. Number 8. What network initially aired The Golden Girls? NBC. Number 9. Of the 4 women, who was the only one that was divorced? Dorothy. Number 10. The women consumed over 100 of what dessert during the course of the show? Cheesecake. Ironically, B. Arthur hated cheesecake. The Geeky Round. Number 1. Of the 4 lead actresses, which was the oldest? Betty White. Ironically, she would outlive all her co-stars. Number 2. Of the 4 lead actresses, who was the youngest? Rue McClanahan. She was born in 1934, whereas the other women were born in the 1920s. Number 3. Rose hails from what fictional Minnesota town? St. Olaf. Number 4. What was the nickname for Blanche's father? Big Daddy. Number 5. Which 2 stars of The Golden Girls also appeared on Maude? B. Arthur, who played Maude, and Rue McClanahan, who played Vivian. Number 6. What was the cause of Sophia's unfiltered opinions? She was recovering from a stroke. Number 7. In the early seasons of the show, what was Rose's occupation? Grief counselor. Number 8. After the first season, exteriors for the house the women lived in were filmed at what theme park? Disney's MGM Studios, what's now Disney's Hollywood Studios. Number 9. How did Sophia come to live with Dorothy and the others? Her nursing home burned down. Number 10. What was Dorothy's maiden name and Sophia's married name? Petrillo. Oddly, both actresses were Jewish, not Italian. The Nerdy Round. Number 1. When the show went off the air, 3 of the actresses returned in what short-lived spin-off? The Golden Palace. Cheech Marin and Don Cheadle also starred in the new series. Number 2. The show began in what year? It started in 1985. Number 3. Played by Herb Edelman, who was Dorothy's ex-husband? Stan. Number 4. What actor played Lucas, Dorothy's eventual husband? Leslie Nielsen. Number 5. Richard Mulligan starred in what spin-off of Golden Girls starting in 1988? Empty Nest. Number 6. What star of the series had intense stage fright and would often freeze during tapings? Estelle Getty. She was also intimidated sharing the stage with Arthur and White. Number 7. The pilot episode had what personal chef working in the house? Coco. He was also openly gay, something unheard of in 1980s television. Number 8. Of the 4 characters, which had the most children? Blanche. She had 6. Rose is a close second with 5. Number 9. How many seasons did the Golden Girls have? 7 seasons. Number 10. Who is credited with creating the Golden Girls? Susan Harris. And that's it for Golden Girls Trivia. Who was your favorite Golden Girl? Let me know on social media. I believe the entire series is available on Hulu right now, so check it out if you haven't already. Several of the episodes are pretty progressive for their time. I'll be back next week with another sitcom. Here's a clue. What 1990s sitcom followed the lives of newlyweds Paul and Jamie? I'll see you back here next Wednesday for 30 more questions and answers. This was episode 284 of the Dorky Geeky Nerdy Trivia Podcast. If you'd like to help support the show, become a patron at patreon.com/dorkygeekynerdy. This podcast is written, produced, and hosted by me, Brian Rollins. If you're into audiobooks or are looking to have your book turned into an audiobook, contact me at thevoicesinmyhead.com. This show is released under Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License. Thank you for being a listener. Long before the Summer of Love, pride parades down Market Street, and the fight for marriage equality, San Francisco in 1953 was all about the Red Scare, FBI investigations, yellow journalism run amok, and the ladies who play mahjong over tea. In The Unexpected Heiress, private detective Nick Williams is called in to see his lawyer and friend Jeffrey Klein, whose mystery client, under contract to Metro, was just arrested at the Kit Kat Club on Polk Street, but somehow got off with a bench warrant. Jeffrey wants to know who in the police department worked things behind the scenes for the star of the upcoming blockbuster, It Was Raining Then. Meanwhile, a late-night phone call from his estranged father sends Nick into a tailspin, and a family secret, along with a lot of other things better kept hush-hush, are all splashed on the front pages of the Daily News. It ain't pretty. In the end, for Nick and his lover, a strapping firefighter named Carter Jones, it's actually the beginning of a whole new way of doing business. The Unexpected Heiress by Frank W. Butterfield is book one in the Nick and Carter series and is available now on Audible and iTunes.